Hello, today I will read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Why are you staring at the hatch? He said suspiciously. I'm trying to decide what would be the best spell to set it on fire, said Harry. Dudley stumbled backwards at once, a look of panic on his fat face. You can't. Did I told you you are not to do magic, he said. Who'll chuck you out of the house? We haven't got anywhere else to go. You haven't got any friends to take you. Scary pokery, said Harry in a fierce voice. Hocus pocus, squiggly wiggly, moom. Howled Dudley, tripping over his feet as he dashed back towards the house. Moo. It's doing you know what. Harry paid dearly for his moment of and as neither Dudley nor the hatch was in any way hurt. Aunt Petunia knew he hadn't really done magic, but he still had to duck as she aimed a heavy blow at his head with the soapy frying pan that she gave him work today to do. With promise he wouldn't eat again until he'd finished. While Dudley lolled around watching and eating ice creams, Harry cleaned the windows, washed the car, mowed the lawn, trimmed the flower beds, pruned and watered the roses, and repainted the garden bench. The sun blazed overhead, burning the back of his neck. Harry knew he shouldn't have risen to Dudley's feet. But Dudley had said the very thing Harry had been thinking himself. Maybe he didn't have any friends at Hogwarts. Wish they could see famous Harry Potter now, he thought savagely as he spread manure on the flower beds, his back aching, sweat running down his face. It was 7:30 in the evening when at last, exhausted, he heard Aunt Petunia calling him. Get in here and work on the newspaper. Harry moved gladly into the shade of the gleaming kitchen. Atop of the fridge stood nice pudding, a huge amount of whipped cream and sugared violets. A joint of roast pork was sizzling in the oven. Eat quickly. The Masons will be here soon, snapped Aunt Petunia, pointing to 2 slices of bread and a loop of cheese on the kitchen table. She was already wearing a salmon pink cocktail dress. Harry washed his hands and bolted down his pitiful supper. The moment he had finished, Aunt Petunia whisked away his plate. Upstairs, hurry. As he passed the door to the living room, Harry caught a glimpse of Uncle Vernon and Dudley in bow ties and dinner jackets. He had dully just reached the upstairs landing when the door bell rang and Uncle Vernon's furious face appeared at the foot of the stairs. Remember, boy, one sound. Harry crossed to his bedroom on tiptoe, slipped inside, closed the door, and turned to curl up on his bed. The trouble was, there was already someone sitting on it. Chapter 2. Dobby's Warning. Harry managed not to shout out, but it was a clothing the little creature on the bed had large, bat-like ears and bulging green eyes the size of tennis balls. Harry knew instantly that this was what had been watching him out of the garden hedge that morning. As they stared at each other, Harry heard Dursley's voice from the hall. "May I take your coats, Mr. and Mrs. Mason?" The creature slipped off the bed and bowed so low that the end of its long thin nose touched the carpet. Harry noticed that it was wearing what looked like an old pillowcase with ribs for arm and leg holes. "Oh, hello," said Harry nervously. "Harry Potter," said the creature in a high-pitched voice Harry was sure would carry down the stairs, so long as Dobby wanted to admit to Sir such an honor it is. "Thank you," said Harry, edging along the wall and sinking into his desk chair next to Hedwig, who was asleep in her large cage. He wanted to ask, "What are you?" but thought it would sound too rude. So instead he said, "Who are you?" "Dobby, sir, just Dobby. Dobby the house elf," said the creature. "Oh, really?" said Harry. "I don't want to be rude or anything, but this isn't a great time for me to have a house elf in my bedroom." Aunt Petunia's high, forced laugh sounded from the living room. The elf hung his head. "Not that I'm not pleased to admit to," said Harry quickly, "but, is there any particular reason you're here?" "Oh, yes, sir," said Dobby earnestly. "Dobby has come to tell you, sir. It is difficult, sir. Dobby wonders where to begin." "Sit down," said Harry politely, pointing at bed. To his horror, the elf burst into tears, very noisy tears. "Sit down," he wailed. "Never, never, ever." Harry thought he heard the voices downstairs falter. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I didn't mean to offend you or anything." "Offend Dobby," choked the elf. "Dobby has never been asked to sit down by a wizard like an equal." Harry trying to say shh. A look comforting at the same time ushered Dobby back onto the bed, where he sat hiccoughing, looking like a large and very ugly door. At last he managed to control himself and sat with his great eyes fixed on Harry in an expression of watery adoration. "Can have met many decent wizards," said Harry, trying to cheer him up. Dobby shook his head. Then, without warning, he leaped up and started banging his head furiously on the window, shouting, "Bad Dobby, bad Dobby." "Don't! What are you doing?" Harry hissed, springing up and pulling Dobby back onto the bed. Hedwig had woken up with a particularly loud screech and was beating her wings wildly against the bars of her cage. "Dobby had to punish himself, sir," said the elf. F, who had gone slightly cross-eyed. W almost spoke ill of his family. Sir, your family? The wizard family, Dobby serves, sir. Dobby is a house of bound that serve one house and one family forever. Do they know you're here? Asked Harry curiously. Dobby stuttered. Oh no, sir, no. Dobby will have to punish himself most grievously for coming to see you, sir. Dobby will have to shoot his ears in the oven door for this, if they ever knew, sir. But won't they notice if you shoot your ears in the oven door? Dumble does it, sir. Dobby is always having to punish himself for something, sir. They let Dumble get done with it, sir. Sometimes they remind me to do extra punishments, but what don't you leaves? Your house elf must be set free, sir, and the family will never set Dobby free. Dobby will serve the family until he dies, sir. Harry stared. And I thought I was hurt done by staying here for another 4 weeks, he said. This makes the Dursleys sound almost human. Can't anyone help you? Can't I? Almost at once. Harry wished he hadn't spoken. Dobby dissolved again into wells of gratitude. Please, Harry whispered frantically, please be quiet up. The Dursleys hear anything if they know you're here. Harry Potter asked us if he can help Dobby. Dobby has heard of your greatness, sir, but of your goodness Dobby never knew. Harry, who was feeling distantly hot in the face, said, whatever you've heard about my greatness is a load of rubbish. I'm not even top of my year at Hogwarts. That everyone she. But he stopped quickly, because thinking about everyone was painful. Harry Potter is humble, the modest, said Dobby rather angrily. It's up like us Anglo. Harry Potter speaks not of his triumph over he who must not be named. Voldemort, said Harry. Dobby clapped his hands over his bad ears and mouth. Speak not the name, sir. Speak not the name. Sorry, said Harry quickly. I know lots of people don't like it, my friend Ron.